This is our couple account. Started tracking my net worth. Hi everyone, it's Charm again from Ready to Adult Philippines, a channel about personal finance, entrepreneurship, and adulting how-tos. So I'm filming on a Friday night, quite late for my Sunday upload, but if you are following me over at my Instagram at Ready to Adult PH, you would know that I had a huge mouth sore and I just came from the dentist today. So finally I can talk properly. It's the first time I could eat. So yeah, if you want daily updates, then make sure to follow me over at Instagram. Okay, so as promised last week, I'm gonna be covering how I manage my personal finances. I know that managing your finances is personal. It depends on how you approach it based on your personal preference. I keep telling you guys to track your expenses. So today I am going to share how I track mine. We're gonna be discussing my bank accounts. That includes my checkbooks, my debit cards, and my digital banks. And then next, I'm gonna talk about my credit cards. The next one would be the wallets or the e-wallets. And lastly is how I track my expenses. So those are my spreadsheets. So I was actually inspired by Nicole and Matt De Avela's videos about how they track their finances as well. So maybe you guys want to check that out. I'm gonna put the link down below. Okay, so first are my bank accounts. I actually have them here. Well, some of them. I put them in this free eco bag, zipper bag thing. And yeah. Okay, so first two that we're gonna be discussing are my business accounts. So we have it both in BDO Peso Savings. One is for our everyday expenses or everyday operations, and the other one is for our savings. So this is a joint account with my business partner, and this is my own personal name because our business is under my name as sole proprietorship. Okay, so yeah, very straight to the point. I mentioned before that I like keeping emergency savings not just for my personal accounts but also for my businesses. So yeah, basically the everyday expenses one has a debit card attached to it, and it also has a checkbook. So yeah, I label all my accounts checkbooks, so I just write it in marker. So basically, these ones are all one bank account. So they're all linked together. For this account, we only have an ATM. We don't have a checkbook, and the ATM is with my partner. So I'm going to be including the interest rates for all my accounts. So these two are at 0.125%. So that's the interest rates for BDO Peso Savings. And the next one is another BDO Peso Savings, and it says here Charm. So this is my personal account. This is what I used for my everyday expenses. And again, it is tied to my debit card. And also, it is tied to my checkbook. And again, my checkbook has my name written on it so that I know that this is my personal checkbook. All of these three, again, are linked. So they're basically exactly the same as the other one, except the other one is used for business. Again, this is at 0.125% per annum. So we also have this BDO rewards card. This is basically linked to all of these. I mentioned this before, but you get perks or points when you use it as a reward card for SM or Watsons or Forever 21, Uniqlo, etc. And also you get points every time you deposit or withdraw from this account, if I'm not mistaken. They have an emerald, sapphire, and diamond or platinum one. So yeah, all of these are linked. Okay, so the next one is another savings account. This is under Metrobank. This is the Metrobank savings account. and I do not have an ATM or a checkbook for this. So this is where I used to put my emergency funds. That's why I didn't link an ATM or a checkbook to it, just so I don't spend it really, because I have it linked online and that's all I really needed. I don't really use this anymore. It's become like a transient account for me, meaning if people really prefer to deposit something through Metrobank, then I will give them this account number, or if I have Metrobank checks coming in from work, then I would also transfer it here. But then I would just really transfer it to my digital banks or to my BDO, which is my everyday expenses account. This is also at 0.125% per annum. Okay, so for the next one, I do not have the passbook and ATM with me here because it is with my boyfriend. But basically, this is our couple account. Here, this is our security bank. We have the all access account, so it's linked also to a passbook, a debit card, and a checkbook. So the reason why we use a checkbook is because these are where all our post-dated checks or PDCs come from for our condo, and also our joint call account is connected to this account, and this is at 0.10% per annum. Yeah, I know they're pretty low compared to what I've been talking to you guys last video. So yeah, let's move on to last one is wait, let me get it. It's here. Okay, so the last one is my Union Bank Play Everyday card. So I just recently got this. I didn't show this in my What's in My Wallet video because I hadn't gotten it yet. So honestly, I haven't activated this because it keeps on telling me I can't. So I haven't gotten around to call customer service just yet. I kind of wanted to get this because the perks sound really interesting to me, and I feel like it was something that I wanted to share with you guys. You can check out their website for it, but I didn't really have a pleasant experience getting this card, so I kind of lost my interest a little bit. But yeah, I'll definitely activate it and use it to review it for you guys. So this is just a standalone debit card. If you check in their website, it says that the interest rates depends on the prevailing market rate, which I didn't really understand. So yeah, that's that. I don't have the interest rate for that, but this has a 500 peso annual fee, so just take note of that. And then yeah, now I'm gonna be discussing my digital banks. I shared last video. If you haven't checked it out, I talked about digital banks CIMB and ING. So I have the ING Save account. It's at 2.5%, and I mainly use it for savings. Next is the CIMB Upsave. It's at 3.0% interest, and right now honestly my CIMB Upsave doesn't really have anything in it. I think it's like 100 pesos or less. But yeah, I transferred everything to my CIMB G Save, which is at 3.1% per annum, and this is basically my emergency funds. Okay, so next are my credit cards. I'm not gonna dive too deep into these. If you want to get to know my credit cards more, then please check out my What's in My Wallet video. I'm gonna link it up here. So yeah, basically I have the Metrobank FEM Platinum Visa. This is at 0 pesos per year for annual fee. I have the Union Bank Get Go Platinum, and this is at 5,000 pesos per year. I have the Citibank Premier Miles, and this is at 5,000 pesos a year. And lastly, I have the BDO Titanium card, and this is at 4,500 pesos a year. So those are the annual fees. And again, if you are interested in credit cards, I have a full video on Credit Cards 101 and What's in My Wallet video. But basically, I don't really use the Metrobank one anymore. This was my very first card, and I'm a supplementary of this, so I don't really get to enjoy the points. So my Union Bank is mainly for work. Majority of the work swipes comes from here, Facebook ads, random furniture buys or things that we just have to buy. And then the Citibank card is my main card right now, all my subscriptions and my insurance policies are linked here. And then lastly, BDO is what I use for installments and malls when I buy things. Okay, so they have a lot of promos. So yeah, basically that's how I categorize these cards. So yeah, next are my wallets. So you've already seen this wallet before, and this is my main wallet, my one and only wallet actually. And yeah, that's basically it. Again, if you want to check out the video, you can check it out up in the I button over there somewhere. Okay, so that's my wallet, but mainly we're gonna talk about my e-wallet. So I have Paymaya and Gcash. So Paymaya, I usually use it for bills, for loading, for groceries as well. And that's because of their Balik Bayad program. So they have this cashback program that every time you use it in their partner merchants, you're gonna get either 1, 10, or 100% cashback. So I've never gotten the 100% just yet. I'm still waiting for that lucky day. But I also have a Gcash account, and I usually use that for orders, like when I order online from local businesses. And also, since I have a small business right now selling bacon, shameless plug, I will link it down below. But yeah, a lot of people prefer to pay through Gcash. So I found that Gcash is really useful when you are transacting with other people online. Okay, so other e-wallets I have are from, other delivery apps. I usually load like maybe 1,000 pesos on them just because of the convenience and, being cashless. So I'm not gonna mention them anymore because I don't really use them for anything else except for in-app services. Unlike, Gcash and Paymaya, I really use them for a variety of reasons. So yeah, those are my wallets and e-wallets. Okay, so lastly, we're gonna talk about how I track my expenses. Basically, the first step I really do is I scheduled an alarm every day at 9 p.m. that says, "Moneyfy it, please." Meaning, I have to take 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes of my day and sit down and think through all that I have spent that day. And I'm gonna list that down in my Moneyfy. So I've already talked about Moneyfy before, but it's a really nice app that you can use because it's so categorized already, which I really like. So I only started Moneyfy last March 2020. Before that, the entire year of 2019, I really bullet journaled. I actually have my bullet journal here. So this was my 2019 bullet journal. I'm gonna put some screenshots, but basically what I do is this is my weekly activities. So everything I have to do, all my schedules and meetings are here. And then I have a little expenses column. And lastly, I have my to-do list, my tracker or my habit tracker, and then I have a buy list and a notes. And then later on, I would total all my expenses. So this is what I used to do, and then this was great actually. It really got me excited to write all my expenses down because I'm a very visual person. I'm gonna show you guys. I made this spread for our Singapore trip. It was also like a time to de-stress when I was bullet journaling. So it wasn't just plainly for productivity reasons, but it was also like calming for me to do this. So I used to do that, and I transferred later on to an app because I felt like I was always leaving my planner behind already. So before, my process was my bullet journal, and then I would transfer it to a spreadsheet overview. But right now, it is the app, and then I would transfer it to a spreadsheet of daily expenses, a spreadsheet overview, and then a spreadsheet for my net worth. So I actually just started tracking my net worth this year, so it's now a 4-step process. Okay, so yeah, it's basically just a spreadsheet where I input everything in the app. So the reason why I started doing this was because I wanted to see all my expenses, from daily to monthly and yearly to my net worth all in one file. And I couldn't really directly put it there because it's not very friendly. So I like using the app first so that it doesn't hinder me from tracking my expenses, and then later on after the end of the month I would transfer it to the spreadsheet. And then after the daily spreadsheet, it's very easy for me to transfer it by category in my spreadsheets overview. Okay, so my spreadsheet overview, I've already talked about this before, and you can actually download this for free. I've created like a budget template. It's over at our Facebook group Ready to Adult PH, so make sure to join there. It's free. You can download it and share it to your friends and families. You can edit it on your own. It's an Excel file. So I basically have 4 categories in my overview. First is the essentials. Next is my lifestyle spending. So this is basically the needs and the wants. And then lastly are my security or goals and investment. So this is the savings part. And yeah, and I also put here my monthly income. So I compute my monthly income. So I have a few sources of income. So I listed down there each one. So that's basically what's in my spreadsheet overview. If you can see here, all my amounts are formulas that come from the daily expenses. So if I want to know like why did this reach 10,000 pesos, then I just go to my daily expenses and I will see there the itemized expenses that I made. That's similar to what I do in our business, so I started applying it to my personal finances as well. And lastly is my net worth spreadsheet. This is really pretty new, so I haven't even added this to the budget template that you can download for free. So I'm still trying to figure it out. I think it's only been 6 months since I've started tracking my net worth. So basically, I have the cash. So that's all the money that I have in bank accounts. And then I have my investments. So those are financial institution investments that I have, in the stock market, my funds, etc. So I can talk about my investments in another video. And then next are my receivables. So I have loaned out money to some businesses and to some people. So those are my receivables. And lastly are my properties and jewelry. So these are all assets. So first part are the assets, and then the next are the liabilities. I don't currently have a personal loan, although when our condo is gonna be turned over, we're probably getting a loan for that. But currently, I've paid off my car loan already, so I have only my credit cards as my liabilities. And I make sure to pay them in full every month. So if you're not familiar about computing your net worth, a great video that I can recommend, since I don't have a net worth video yet, is Maven and Money's video. She really went through and itemized each one. So I will also link it down below for you guys to check her out. Her channel is also amazing. But yeah, basically, if you're not familiar with computing your net worth, it's assets minus liabilities, and that's your net worth. And yeah, that is basically my personal finance system. I don't know if you guys found this video interesting, so let me know in the comments down below. I do hope that it has helped you organize and track your finances somehow. And remember what I said in the first part, your personal finance is your own. You don't have to follow what I do. It just simply works for me for now. And my personal finance system always evolves. It's so different from what it was a year ago. So just find and look for what works best for you. So yeah, with that said, thank you again everyone for watching. If you like this video, then make sure to hit that like button down below. And of course, subscribe to our channel, join the R2A family, and turn on the notification bell as well. I know that dealing with personal finances, especially that they're not taught in schools, can be really confusing and really hard for some of us. And I hope this channel really helps you out. I know that adulting's already hard, but personal finance doesn't have to be. So again, this has been Charm from Ready to Adult Philippines, and I will see you on my next video.